Hello everyone, and welcome back to Toro Models. Today it's a bit of a special one. It's an unboxing day, but it's an unboxing for a new range of diorama accessories which have just appeared on the store. I have a limited range from RT Diorama, which many of you know, that's a very highly respected brand out of Germany. RT Diorama have been expanding their range over the last few years, and I wanted to get at least a limited range to begin with onto the store. I'm hoping to expand that over the next few months if it's possible. So I'll tilt the camera to the bench as usual, and we'll have a look at the range of new diorama accessories from RT Diorama. See you in a sec. Okay, everyone, here we're at the bench. Right, so for this particular video, we're going to look at this item from RT Diorama. Let me just back that up a bit because it's rather a large box, and a fairly heavy box as well. Plenty of parts in this guy. Now, what it is, it's the Beachhead Defence Diorama Base, detailed plaster base. It says here, unpainted kit, highly detailed for professional model makers, includes quality plaster and 3D printed parts. And the dimension of this guy is 260 by 180 millimeters. You get a feel for what that actually is when I get out of the box. Right, so let's see what you actually get in this guy. Let's get that out. So what I'll do is I'll get all the parts out, and then we'll have a look at them in detail. Plenty of packaging, shrink wrap and bubble wrap, 3D printed parts as well. And that bit. And in that bit as well. And we should also have an instruction leaflet. And I think that might be everything. Okay, so let's just put that all back there. And then we'll put him in his usual spot in the corner there. Right, so let's have a look at the bits and pieces first. Let's see what this got. So you get a little leaflet explaining about the actual assembly. It says plaster building assembly guide, how to sand parts, assembling parts, and also painting. It talks about priming, how to pick out details, that kind of thing. Even a bit of I think it's talking about pigments and a bit of dry washing, dry thing as well. This would be the actual instruction parts itself. Yes, it is. Let's have a look at that. Let me just back that up. It's just exactly the same artwork as on the box, and on the back is the actual instructions for assembly. It talks about the 3D printed parts as well. Again, with a lot of these RT Diorama, because they're 3D printed, they do talk about, you know, wearing gloves, even masks if you're going to be sanding this stuff because of the debris. You know, it's, after all, it is toxic, so be absolutely aware of all of that. It also talks about removing supports from the 3D printed parts, and with the plaster parts, it says that they're highly versatile, allowing for easy hand carving and post processing. They exhibit forgiving details during painting thanks to the absorbent nature of the material, resulting in a remarkably realistic finish. Additionally, it's worth noting that the plaster is entirely non-toxic. Then it talks again about sanding parts, how to assemble and painting, which I'm pretty sure all you guys would be pretty much expert at anyway. Right, so let's look at the base first, because after all, that's kind of what it's the star of the show. Now, it's a hefty piece of plaster, I must admit. So the box is very, very heavy, but it is an absolute chunk of plaster that you get with this, as you can see on all sides. If I just tip it that way so you can see the detail. Now the detail is very, very good. Let me bring it a bit closer to the camera, and then you can actually see how much detail that is actually on this diorama base. Again, these are a very, very fast way of, I guess, instantly creating a diorama. If there's something you want to get into maybe initially, or it's you're looking for maybe to improve your workflow, the efficiency, etc., these kinds of products can be very, very good indeed. Because after all, you could use this base for lots and lots of different kinds of applications, not just what they say here. It's a beachhead, of course, absolutely. But the way this is set up, you could easily use this as the base for any kind of diorama that you were thinking of. Use this as the base and then add to that, or indeed take away, because this material is very, very easy to manipulate. You know, you can go at this with files, but also very, very interesting with things like this guy, the electric grinding machine. And of course, you could even go at it with things like reciprocal sanders. You know, this guy, or even the one from Hoser. Again, I'll link to all these descriptions of all those kinds of tools in the description below, so you can find them. Each one of those has a video. You'll kind of see what I mean about using those kind of tools to manipulate this kind of material. But again, great amount of detail, really is. You could spend a lot of time with this, making it look extremely realistic, adding on pretty much any other accessories you'd like. Vegetation is the obvious one, I think, to enhance these. Obviously you have wood already in the base there, sandbags here, you know, that kind of thing. But if you're looking to change this to a different kind of scene, it's a beachhead, you know, as in it's on a beach, but there's no reason I feel you couldn't paint this so it becomes a completely different diorama. You know, that could be a trench or whatever. Gives you a raised area for really any kind of diorama you'd like, armor, whatever. I think this is highly versatile as a base. I could use this in several different kinds of dioramas without any problems at all, just by changing the paint finishes and whatever you add to the actual diorama itself to enhance it for whatever you're trying to achieve. So that's the main chunk, I guess. That's the star of of this particular one. Now, also in the box, you get a couple of extras. Now, this one, according to the box, is a Type 95 Hago. I'm not sure that's how you pronounce that, as I'm not really up with my armour, but so that's what this is apparently. Let me just show you that a bit closer to the camera. As you can see, fully 3D printed parts. Yeah, so it's very, very easy to take this off its supports. Again, you can go at this with a knife, with nippers. As I've said in previous videos, these kinds of applications could well be a time to have a think about how you maybe step into ultrasonic cutters. Because touching the blade of an ultrasonic against these would release these supports without any problems at all. So it might be something worth having a look at. That's the base bit, and that is the actual turret itself, which looks very nice indeed. They put some rivet detail on there, as you can see. Let me turn that around. You can see the rivet detail, very nice indeed on all of this. So it's a great little starter set, if you ask me. So I guess it's in situ. It's something like that. I won't take obviously these parts off, but let me just put that there and sort of tip it slightly. That's kind of how you would start with this particular iteration, if you like. But as I said, because it's a raised area, you could really have anything you'd like in this space, either as a beach diorama, as I said, or you can manipulate this and make it really much anything that you would absolutely like for your particular kinds of dioramas, or whatever kind of model making that you guys do. But it's a great way of instantly getting into this space. You know, if you haven't built a diorama before, it's a diorama in a box. You know, it really is, to get you going. Either as it is, the addition of figures and other vegetation, which you can sort of see on the box. That sort of stuff isn't actually in the box. You only get this particular figure. Although I don't think there is anything additional in there. I just want to double check I haven't missed anything for you guys, and I haven't. So the artwork is, yes, you can absolutely make these additions, which it gives you a clear idea of based on this artwork. So yeah, as I say, I feel it's a great way. It's a great way of getting into this kind of model making instantly. It really does. And if you are thinking, well, can I improve my workflow? I want to do this kind of thing at this kind of size. And this is, you know, not so small. It's a 260 by 180. So that's around an A4 sheet of paper. That kind of those kind of dimensions. It really gets a substantial diorama instantly onto your bench. And then it's the addition of other materials, figures, whatever, vegetation, you know, those kind of things, and what kind of paint effects you want to actually achieve with this guy. So that's the Beachhead Defence. That's the Diorama Base, which you get a base and also an additional piece of armor. I think it's a defense type 95, which it says here. It's included in the box as a 3D printed piece of work, and it's not bad. Not bad in detail. Clearly defined sandbags on the main body. Very nice grille there on the front. So you could have more editions of this with certainly with more detail if you wanted to pack that in. Absolutely. So your armor specialist will know what this is and how you can actually enhance that to make your obviously diorama more accurate and also with more detail. So that's the defense base from RT Diorama. If you could, guys, do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and also hit the bell icon to make sure you never miss any new videos in the future. Also, if you haven't already, do nip over to the store and sign up for the newsletter. You'll see a link to that on the top of the store. It's on all pages. That will make sure you never miss anything that's new. And I'm hoping to expand the range from RT Diorama. So if I'm not carrying something that you're quite keen to get hold of, best way, sign up for the newsletter, because everything that's new that hits the store goes onto my weekly newsletter. So do sign up for that if you haven't already. Any questions, any queries? Best way is email. Do send me a message. I see all emails from you guys, and that is absolutely the best way. You could try calling me, but I can't guarantee that I'll be able to answer the phone, as I'm probably doing something else. But email, absolutely. I see all of those messages. So if you do want to get in touch about this or indeed anything else, do send me a message. And of course, guys, as always, keep on modelling.